Yeah.
I'd like to hear you talk about the question, who am I? Please.
Yeah, it's to the turtle I give that. So naturally it will go back to its source, but you see, as we are born, a personal life is made out of swallowing experiences. You know that, huh? And for that you need to go out. You need to go with the movements of the manifestation, which are senses, feelings, or thoughts. So we can say it nourishes someone, and it's nourished by going out. And the in is out too. When you discover that you have experiences inside, it's also nourishing the person. So one could see that with self-inquiry, since it is a subjective question, it's about the subject, not about states, objects, or experiences. When you do self-inquiry, you are left alone with the subject. But a subject left alone, how long it will stay? Tell me now. Is this I, which was a subject, I am born, I live, and so on, if this I is questioned, means it doesn't hook himself to any object. You agree? Who am I? To ask this question, at least for a second, you have not to glue any quality, any state, any object. You agree?
Yeah.
So, how long I can stay?
Can I talk you through my inquiry of what happens in me? So, you could say initially I have a sense of I. Okay, and be that like you could say nothing specific, but a melange of things.
Oui.
Yeah? So then I ask the question, who am I?
Yeah. For that, you have to leave behind the sense.
Yeah. And so my understanding of the inquiry is that I ask the question and then don't grab anything. Don't just be quiet, or whatever the phrase is. Just don't catch anything.
Even quietness. So where are you left? I will not bring you into an understanding. I will bring you to the source of I. The turtle is not to be seen. Be there. It's not an understanding, just be there. And that's always there. Only one mistake by saying directions, then they speak of, one speaks of directions, but that's always there. It is mentioned as natural state, non-dual nature. Where did you go to say? Where did you go? No, doesn't matter, tell me, because then you will see why.
Yeah.
Huh? Where did you go?
To the frustration, to the...
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
that's a quality.
Mhm.
So you ask again.
Yeah.
You see, this question is quite a weapon, because it obliges you, it's by force, it obliges you, otherwise you cannot ask it, to be freed from anything normally you look at. And it's a luck, you know. It's a luck because it allows you then to see what you always have been. You have been only searching because you thought your mind was real.
Yeah, I see the habit very starkly in asking this question, and the habit is that the mind, I
Gives
I'm
an
looking,
answer.
looking at, he's like, okay, well,
Yeah, but that is too much, you understand?
yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay? That's why I say ask and tell,
yeah.
because then you will by yourself see much better.
Yeah.
And if you see that, at least, since you want to be freed from the tyranny of the mind, you will immediately, or you will say, oh, it's not that, I don't go there, I don't go there.
So that, in a way, this is the root habit of the I to find, to this is the whole.
Because one made it its base, I am born.
Yeah.
And if you are born, you need to have a life. And what's a life? Experiences. Yeah, and understandings and so on.
Yeah, what comes is that I am, there's a belief in I am not willing to accept there is something other.
No, but that's your problem.
It is my problem.
Very personal.
Yeah. It's a problem.
Even I don't ask you to accept, but if you really want once, by curiosity, to see if what you believe in is real or not, do really the self-inquiry, then you will see.
Like you said on Monday, if you need a tool, then take a tool, and that this is where I...
But it can happen also by just whatever. It can happen. You see, in India they would say if you are in front of a tiger, but we are not in India, in front of a big mosquito. Why this example of a tiger? Because you see what happens. You are in front of an unexpected open mouth with big teeth of a tiger. What does it mean? You don't hook at your mind. It is the proof that the mind exists as looking. It looks like real because you hook at it. At that time, you are in no mind. That's what also this self-inquiry does it, but it's not a tiger. But it's all about a split second of not hooking at the mind. Because then you would say, or whatever word is said then, I still exist, but yet I'm not in my mind. Then you see that you are no more there, maybe, but...
I can see that the I, this identity, is created. That seems clear. But yet the functionality of the mind and the I, I can't say that right now that is created in a way. It's like the person...
But if the person is not there, is there a mind on its own? It's enough to see that you see it's created. I mean, or be a scientist, he will know more the rouage and functions of all this universe, but it's another study. Yeah.
About this full stop, because what I see is I was also asking this question, who am I? And then I have a stop, and then I see from there, okay, the next moment I hook again something, so I'm again in the mind.
No, you have not seen. When you say I have a full stop, means listen. I went back to its source. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but who are you then? If I went back to its source, are you I?
No.
Or whatever, you can also say I, but then it doesn't mean the same as before. So, after you say after, it's a known I, is the usual I you sense before. And you have seen I'm not that. It's a thought. It looks very real, okay, it's more than a thought. It's also the body and all that, we know. But it is the manifestation. The manifestation went back to its source. It's to show what? Not the disappearance of the manifestation, it's to show that there is something there, the background of everything. Now, when the manifestation manifests itself, but it disappeared, it manifests, it's that you demystified as yourself. You are that from where all this could disappear and from where all this can manifest. Otherwise, it means when you go back to the source, you still are there to say, okay, I got it, I am myself now. There are thoughts which nourishes a disappearing I, and because of that, it never disappears really.
Yes, I see.
Okay. Mais you do a bit of ping pong now, là. Boom, boom. Tout de suite. Immediately. Boom, boom. And you are both. You am this and I'm this. No. You are from where all this is possible. So that if you don't die in this manifestation, will continue. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Did you lose what is? What is common to all? What the non-dual, whatever name we give to that, we don't know what to say. Of course, it's not owned by someone. I agree. And if you own it, then you will lose it as you do. We just have to lose the pride or the basic belief I am the king of this universe. Yeah.
Now, when you just said that, it's a big joke and laughter, but there are some moments in the middle of the storm,
Yeah.
there is this, it's like I couldn't hear that, and then I feel stuck, and I feel I don't know how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, with time it goes, but when it reappears again, I just don't know.
It's the movie. You speak of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
And what does it mean to, I want to know myself, or I want to realize, I want to be enlightened? Those words which are full of concepts, it's very hard to express them, but just for an indication. It means to lose the belief that this manifestation will not be there, will be different, to lose the belief that there is nothing else than this manifestation, but the manifestation will always be stormy and peaceful and all that.
So maybe I believe that when something strong will appear,
Yeah, I know.
and if I know fully that I am not whatever is whatever the mind will say or whatever the body will say, I will stay still.
Why do you want to stay still in the movie? Unless you are a yogi, you work for that. You see, they are different in that way. In the movie, there are different paths. You can attain different paths, and the yogi is represented as a tiger eats his leg and he remains in samadhi. No, it's not funny because it can happen. A yogi could be so much introverted in his state that he will not mind. Okay, but that's not what I know. It's not what I can teach you. It's a certain path, and I think the real path of yoga can lead there. Now, if you want to know where is this yogi or this non-yogi who reacts completely with events? They are both in the movie. Both in the movie. Both don't know how possible is it to be manifested. So, I'm sorry I don't like the words, but it's an indication. So the background of it, Ramana spoke of a screen. Without making too much concept about that, but what's there, which can be said it's total emptiness and total fullness, that's what one wants to realize when he says, I want to know myself. I want to be enlightened. This will be obvious. Don't ask me how. It will be obvious. After the obviousness, which is an event, still, the life will continue the same. Probably with a few changes, but anyway, some people change also of character from youth to old age. Some are a bit wiser, some not. But it's not about this. It's not about this in the movie. It is in the movie. It's not about it, what is indicated in satsang. Satsang is... I just believe, otherwise I think I would never be here in satsang. I still believe that I don't know how, but it's about one hooking constantly at the mind, then he will search endlessly. With even some experiences of different kinds, but still in the movie. At some point, that some point is when you don't touch any movement of your mind. So the mind cannot have any conclusion you can rely on. It's in the movie, the conclusions. You see, it's so something else that is there, that you identify yourself gasping not to die or whatever. It is there. It never leaves anybody. One thinks that, I lose it. It never loses anybody. Now go back home, be happy. And try hard. Whatever you will lose means it's not that. And all the enlightened ones making self-inquiry, a lot of efforts to maintain the self in them, it's in the movie. And yet we need this movie to hear about it. It's its own expressions. Mm.
Is there no contradiction between what you say now, that anything can happen, you cannot lose it?
Yeah,
and
it will not lose you.
And what in the beginning with the turtle that goes in to reflect on...
Yeah, that is to try to say that it's only the mind which troubles. It doesn't trouble if you've seen what is the mind, but the magic of the mind which gives the sense of reality, which troubles in a way, otherwise, you know. So in that way, to say to this busy mind, proud mind, arrogant mind, humbleness is also pride. Go back to your source, be like a turtle. Give a moment of not being engaged. But I know also if you see that there is no turtle, it's still the best. Yeah.
I'm going to try to speak in English.
Yeah, otherwise Uddhava will help you.
It means I am the source.
Yeah.
Where everything comes.
Disappears and come and go.
Yeah, I am the source where everything can go outside.
Yeah.
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 Je peux dire en français vite fait.
C'est parfait. Oui, tu peux continuer.
Je suis la source où tout peut émerger.
Oui, et disparaître.
Et disparaître.
Mais le danger avec la source, c'est que tout ce qui... The danger with the source, to say it the source, to I use it myself, but in a certain context, is that all what comes out or goes back in looks like outside of it, which is not true. But it's okay. Non, je voulais dire que le danger, quand on dit que je suis la source, c'est une indication de dire je suis la source. Mais dire je suis la source, c'est bien, mais c'est un danger, parce que tout ce qui sort de là, ou bien tout ce qui va y rentrer, semble extérieur à la source. Et ça, c'est pas vrai. Il n'y a rien d'extérieur à cela. Nothing is out of that. That's why it's non-dual. There is nothing else. Il n'y a rien d'autre que cela. But that you don't understand. Don't use your mind. Once you are at the source, lose the source. That's the best. But first go. Okay, let's have a chai. Anything? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Qui d'abord? Allez.
Go.
I just want to tell that Yesterday I just saw that the same what you thought about the tiger and the yogi, that I try to behave like a yogi, I want to...
Mm-hmm. I know, I've seen that.
And seeing this, it's a big relief.
Yeah.
Still didn't change my behavior.
But let's wait. It doesn't change maybe now. Let's wait a week. No, I joke. Yeah.
I don't know if it will change, but...
No, we laugh about it. Doesn't matter. Great. Okay. Then it's a big relief.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's a big relief.
I would like to tell just what is happening somehow. That when you speak in the satsang, it's like when you speak about background or the screen or using these metaphors. Metaphor, yeah. I noticed that my mind, like that the activity of the mind, like aesthetic mind, also likes these images, or likes these, and
Yeah, but they are as fake as anything else. But for the for the sake of directing, they have a meaning. When it's taken, it depends. I mean, okay, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Shiva.
On the beginning you said that we should not concentrate, meditate, or looking for something. And it came in my head what Osho said so many times. And I saw recently that Osho has still a strong influence on me.
Yeah.
He said to meditate, to meditate, to meditate. It was his only focus. And
yeah.
Also, he said...
It's good.
He said, if you could, for 8 seconds or 9 seconds, whatever, I don't remember exactly, have no thoughts, you will get enlightened. And I know it's on my way now, because it comes.
Yeah, you
and
see...
It looks like a contradiction with what you said. That's
yeah.
what...
Okay. First of all, don't you feel that coming to satsang is a hard work? Because I don't allow you to land anywhere. Okay. Is it not a great meditation? It's not like we are... not at all. Okay? Now, meditate. On the way, if satsang is not easy to hear, even to understand what's going on, you need to meditate a lot before, probably, to be able to hear something in satsang. So he was right. Now, to take anything for the natural state, which is no state, to take no thought for what is non-dual, what's real, let's say, that I don't see the truth of it. But let me say, in no thought, you are yourself, of course. But when you experience and know I am in no thought, this is not it. And that's why there is no much result thinking that no thought is it. That's all I want to say. Okay. Because you see, when you have no thought, you have that, not a lot, but you have that in daily life also, no thought. You are just, why do you think you are happy just in front of the ocean, doing nothing? It's because you have a moment of no thought. Why are you happy? Because you make love, because you have a moment of no thought. But there are moments because they are the opposite of what was before. The engagement before is left for no thought. So it's also an experience. There is always an experiencer. It cannot be what really is, where I, as an experiencer, cannot reach. I disappears. That's why we cannot know what it is. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing and everything. I wonder if you could talk more about that, or maybe I'll tell my experience.
No, I think it's better. I think it's better, yes. Tell your experience.
Yeah. So I cannot unsee that I am nothing in the way that everything's happening in me, but I can't, it's not my experience that I am everything. And I wonder if it's just more abiding in this, it will come, because I don't have this experience that I'm everything.
It's an idea. Forget it.
This whole thing I said, just forget it.
Forget it.